Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm coming out with a morning edition, I guess you could say. I don't really have a schedule because F all that. My schedule is mostly every day. Anyway, I wanted to make an early podcast because, I read an article about cryptocurrencies, and I had actually invested in cryptocurrencies, but I wasn't too obsessed with it. I prefer investing in actual assets and actual things that time proven things, and I also consider the fact that a lot of cryptocurrencies are actually how do I say it? Like cryptocurrency in general, right? It's yes, I am bundled up. It's fucking cold in my room. Anyway, I always considered that cryptocurrencies were it's not good to play with them because it seems like they're not investments. I get they could be, you know what I'm saying? Anything, you can invest in anything, which the price rises and falls, I suppose. Anyway, but I'd rather just invest in weed companies, which is what I do personally. I invest in marijuana penny stock, and it does good. Marijuana is always gonna do good. But cryptocurrencies, I didn't really want to invest in them. I felt like my time had, the time to do that had passed me by. And but when this whole craze came about, the whole cryptocurrency craze, I was willing to check cryptocurrencies out, right? I was willing to maybe invest a little bit in it and to see what the deal was, right? Well, I didn't want to put too much money into it, cause you never know where these things are gonna go. So I took $20 and I put it into Ethereum, and then I took I put $10 and I put it into goddamn Bitcoin. And good thing I just did that, because people are now regretting the fact that sorry, I'm messing with the description of this video. Anyway, people are regretting now that they invested in the cryptocurrency. I never played with it because I didn't want to speculate with money, because money is a medium of exchange, and I don't know. It was never attractive to me to speculate on the medium of exchange being used by people in like other, in poor ass African countries, or in Venezuela, or you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to speculate on their money. I wanted the cryptocurrency to be used for what it was intended to be used for as a means of exchange rather than a store of wealth, because I think it's kind of silly for people to be storing their wealth in in nothing. It's in in zeros and ones. That's ridiculous to me. And there's gonna be some people that are gonna try to, I don't know, correct me on that or whatever, but gold is a true store of value. Yeah, I wouldn't even invest in fucking paper money, I want to invest in things that I can potentially use, but that's just my theory of money. Gold is a store of value. Silver, platinum, even fucking goddamn copper. Me and my brother-in-law were scrapping copper the other day. Traded it for money. And we were actually getting into a conversation about how, that's a store of value. That's a store of value. as opposed to cryptocurrencies, which is it's just zeros and ones. So it doesn't seem cool to me at all. So I'm reading an article now through MSN. Actually, it's a New York Times article. After the Bitcoin boom, hard lessons for cryptocurrency investors. So let's read a little bit of this. Pete Roberts of Nottingham, England, was one of the many risk takers who threw their savings into cryptocurrencies when prices were going through the roof last year. Now, 8 months later, the $23,000 he invested in several digital tokens is worth about $4,000, and he is clear-headed about what happened. I got too caught up in the fear of missing out and trying to make a quick buck, he said last week. The losses have pretty much left me financially ruined, which isn't true, you know. I mean, you know how many people have gone broke and then made it back again? Dave Ramsey is one of my favorite examples. Anyway, so if there's a will, there's a way. And I'm sure this dude will figure it out if he's smart. Mr. Roberts, 28, has a lot of company. After the latest round of big price drops, many cryptocurrencies have given back all of the enormous gains they experienced last winter. The value of all outstanding digital tokens has fallen by about 600 billion. Oh my god. Or 75% since the peak in January, according to data from the website coinmarketcap.com. The virtual currency markets have been through booms and busts before and recovered to boom again, but this bust could have a more lasting impact on the technology's adoption because of the sheer number of ordinary people who invested in digital tokens over the last year and who are likely to associate cryptocurrencies with financial ruin for a very long time. What the average Joe hears is how friends lost fortunes, said Alex Kruger, a former banker who had been trading in the cryptocurrency market for some time. Irrational exuberance leads to financial overhang and slow progress. This is another thing too. Bankers, economists, all these motherfuckers. It's not their main asset isn't using math. It's sophistry. It's using sophistry. Irrational exuberance leads to financial overhang and slow progress. You could just say what it is. Motherfuckers think they're gonna make money, and they're not. They don't. It doesn't do that. Anyway, it is hard to know how many cryptocurrency investors are now in the red, with holdings worth less than the money they put in. Many who have lost money in recent months have gotten into the markets before the big run-up last year, and their holdings are still worth more than their initial investments. But by many metrics, more people put money into virtual currencies last year, or last fall and winter, than all the preceding 9 or so years. And that's the thing. That's what fucks people over. It's this... people get excited, but it's not even that. It's people who already own these cryptocurrencies. They fan the excitement. They fan the flames of excitement. They try to convince, the common folk. Oh wait, this is a new way of making money. You can make millions. You can make a fortune. Just put your money in here, and people want to make that quick buck, and then they put all their money into it, and they end up fucking, put 9,000 and end up with 4,000. It's crazy. Okay. But by many Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency brokerage in the United States, doubled its number of customers between October and March. I actually have a Coinbase account. I cashed all my shit out the other day though, and I only ended up with it's funny, it's really fucked up. I ended up with I only was able to cash out Um, I believe like $10 out of the 30 I initially invested. Anyway, but I invested the 30 not because I thought I was going to make money with it. Rather, I invested that money to see where it would go. I wanted to just play around with it. I hadn't ever invested. I was new to investing at that time. It was a good thing I did that. And I didn't put hundreds of dollars in that because I ended up preferring investing in weed stock anyway, because I like to invest in commodities and things. I invested in a gold mining company, and yeah, it worked out. It worked out, and yeah, I prefer investing in the stock market better. Sorry. The startup Square began allowing the users of its mobile app, Square Cash, to buy Bitcoin last November. Almost all of the new customers on Coinbase and Square would be in the red if they bought cryptocurrencies at almost any point over the last 9 months and held on to them. Yeah, that was me. The damage is likely to be particularly bad in places like South Korea and Japan, where there was minimal cryptocurrency activity before last year, and where ordinary investors with little expertise jumped in with abandon. In South Korea, the biggest exchange opened storefronts to make investment easier for people who didn't feel comfortable doing it online. The offices of one big exchange, Coin One, had just one customer walk in during a 2-hour period in the middle of the day last week. An employee, Yu Ji Hoon, said the prices of the digital tokens have fallen so much that people seem to feel upset. Kim Hyung-yong, a 45-year-old teacher and mother of one who lives on the outskirts of Seoul, says she put almost 100 million won, god damn, or that's still a lot of money in dollars. That's a lot of money. Or 90,000. That's a lot of money. $90,000 into cryptocurrencies last fall. She drew on savings, an insurance policy, and a $25,000 loan. Her investments are now down about 90%. That's insanity. I thought that cryptocurrencies would be the one and only breakthrough for ordinary hardworking people like us, she said. I thought my family and I could escape hardship and live more comfortably, but it turned out to be the other way around. Bitch, you had fucking... What are you talking about? Live more comfortably? You act like you were poor. You had enough money to invest fucking $90,000 in a fucking computer. What are you talking about? Hardship. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the struggle's real. Maybe food is more expensive or some shit over there. Fuck me, dude. First world problems. And South Korea is most definitely a first world country. Anyway, I never been, but I was in the army. I had friends that went. They don't seem to think that it was a poor country whatsoever. Okay. In the United States, Charles Herman, a 29-year-old small business owner in Charleston, South Carolina, became obsessed with virtual currencies in September. He said he now felt that he had wasted 10 months of his life trying to play the markets. While he is essentially back to the, wow, that's not that bad, 4,000 he put in, he has soared on the revolutionary promises that virtual currency fanatics made for the technology last year, and has resumed investing his money in real estate. I guess I thought we were sticking it to the man when I got on board, Mr. Herman said. Check this out. But I think the man had already caught on and had an exit strategy. That's very telling. It's very telling because it's true. There are people, the people that first bought cryptocurrencies, the actual hustlers, that actually invest a lot and really know what the fuck they're doing, you know, they got the power. They got the power to boost recognition of this shit up and to make people want to buy it and to spread the rumor that this is a good investment. And it's really not a good investment. It's not an investment. It's money. It's money. Okay? You want to invest something? Invest in tangible shit. Invest in parts of a company. Invest in a gold mine. Invest in a business. Invest in real estate. But don't invest in a fucking... I don't want to say don't invest in computer programs, because computer programs could make you good money, but don't invest in fucking tokens, in digital tokens that can be fucking hacked. You know how many times these things have been hacked? All the scams surrounding these things, all the craziness surrounding cryptocurrency. You know, it's not something that is just like, oh yeah, let's fucking, you know, I don't know. It seems idiotic to me. It always seemed idiotic to me, you know, to use it as anything other than a means of exchange, you know. Because when I first heard of it, it was people using it to buy drugs online. That's fine. That's cool. I could totally see that. But to use it as a, you know, to invest, real people using it to invest, come on, that's silly shit. That's silly shit. And I don't give a fuck who the fuck criticizing me about saying what I just said, you know. Suck my dick. And this is why this show is 18 and above, okay? Anyway. Much of the anger that investors feel is towards the smaller virtual currencies or altcoins that entrepreneurs sold in so-called initial coin offerings. These coins were supposed to serve as payment mechanisms for new software the entrepreneurs were building. It's idiotic. It's straight up idiotic that people thought that they were going to fucking make, you know, invest in that shit and that was going to happen. You know how much vaporware there fucking is, man? Software is a very bad investment. But almost none of these companies have delivered the software they promised. Oh, wow. What a fucking revelation. Leaving the tokens useless except as speculative assets. Several coins have been exposed as outright scams. See? It's not something you want to be fucking playing with, man. I think I'd like to see most altcoins go to zero before I feel like the whole space isn't overpriced, Mr. Herman said. Bitcoin has already held on better with investors. It's down about 70% from all-time highs, rather than 90% losses that lesser-known digital tokens have suffered. But it too has struggled to win much use beyond speculative investments. We also saw that Bitcoin isn't ready for mass adoption and day-to-day use. This is because Bitcoin and alternative currencies work in places where they don't have a mainstream currency. So they become the alternative currency. That's why in Venezuela, in fucking Zimbabwe, which have horrible economies, their currencies ain't worth shit. You could use cryptocurrencies to buy all kinds of shit. But in a robust economy, I mean, and it's not like we have the great economy right now. We have a lot of shit going on, but the dollar is still trusted, no matter what. So we could use dollars, except when you need to buy drugs, which I do not buy. I do not know anything about buying drugs. Anyway, that wasn't me. That was other people that I don't really know. Anyway, I just read about it. I don't know nothing about it. Okay. Despite this pessimism, the social networks where cryptocurrency fanatics gather to trade information are full of people talking about their intentions to hold on to their coins in the hope that they will recover once the technology has time to catch up with the hype. Okay. Tony Yo, 26, a financial analyst in Los Angeles, invested more than $100,000 of his savings last year. God damn, this nigga had $100,000 worth of saving at 26. Oh, I spent a lot of money, man. I'm a douchebag. At their lowest point, his holdings dropped almost 70% in value. That sucks, man. Mr. Yu is still a big believer in the idea that these tokens can provide a new way to transact online without big corporate middlemen we rely on today. Many of the groups that raised money last year are still working on the products they promised, with lots of serious engineers drawn to the projects. There's just so much more behind this new wave of technology and innovation that I'm sure will take over our society in due time, Mr. Yu said. With prices down so much, he said he was actually looking to put more money into the markets. That's what I'm saying. Now is actually the time to invest because there's no fucking, if you really wanted to invest, you would invest now where it's worth nothing. That thinking has been encouraged by the people who invested in Bitcoin in 2013 when it first topped 1,000. That bull market was followed by a crash in which the price of Bitcoin dropped more than 80%. But after a long fallow period, the price recovered. Even with recent losses, the value of one Bitcoin was hovering around 6,300 on Monday, up more than 500% from the peak of 2013. 5 years ago, I was broke, unemployed, and ashamed to use my real name, Ryan Selkis, a popular virtual currency personality, wrote on Twitter last week. For the new fanatics, stick around for your own 14-month, 85 down draft, and you'll not regret it. Twitter is also filled with complaints, like the one from a username at NotSoFrugalJoe, who wrote, "It's really hard to stomach losing all my hard-earned money. Just broke down and cried." On Reddit, a user in the United Arab Emirates posted a picture of the $100,000 loan that he had taken out in December to buy cryptocurrencies. That's another thing. Don't invest with loan money. Invest with your own money. And that he will now be paying back out of his salary for the next 3 years. God damn, you got a salary that's so good that you could pay you could pay that money in 3 years. God damn, dude, what the fuck? Anyway, Mr. Roberts, the British investor who had lost most of his 23,000, who had seen most of his 23,000 vanish, is holding on to his coins in case they turn around. But for now, he has stopped trading and is looking for another job. Yeah, you better look for another job. "I'm living off of the savings I have left still in my bank account," Mr. Roberts said. "I've made a mistake and now I'm going to have to unfortunately pay the cost for the next few years." Oof, that sucks, man. And that's the end of the article. It's a New York Times article. I will put the link in the description of this video. I'm gonna save it right now, even though I already have it saved. And there you have it, man. Word of the wise, man. Do a lot of research, and just be safe out there, man. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. Just be safe.